And what is up, everyone? TCT and Elizabeth Pinky Squirrel back again. And today we are going to see Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. A few weeks ago, I showed her the newer versions of the Planet of the Apes, and she absolutely loved them. They're beautiful movies. Guys, if you want to know what I thought about War for the Planet of the Apes, that was the first movie I saw here at Alamo, and I will leave a link in the description below. I did do a review for that a long time ago, so much different format back then. I was probably a little bit more biased, but today I'm excited. This is set, I believe, 300 years later.
Yeah, I think they said 300.
You think they said 300? I think this is another Caesar, or at least his family, or just long line. It's definitely always apes versus humans at some point, so I know there's going to be a human element in this. I go to see these mostly for the special effects. Growing up as a kid, seeing the guys in the costumes playing as the apes, it was like a marvel to look at because they're actors in there. Now it's motion capture and they look amazing. So, I went to see Rise, I went to see Dawn, and you got my reaction to War for the Planet of the Apes when it come out. How did you like the last couple?
I watched them back to back, didn't I?
She watched it all back to back. She loved it. She told me she liked it. Honestly, my favorite one though is not War for the Planet of the Apes and not even Dawn. I like I like Dawn. I like the Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn was good. War was good. I wasn't such a big fan of the Woody Harrelson angle, but the movie was beautiful. It was very well shot, very well done CG and all that. But I'm telling you, man, this one looks really good. I'm excited. It looks kind of gladiator-ish. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna see this, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you when we come out. All right, guys, and we are back from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. First off, I'm going to let you spill your guts. What did you think of the movie?
I love the movie. It was a really good story. It's an adventure.
It's an adventure story. Look. I see a lot of stuff going on online where they're like, there's no backstory. It's plenty of backstory in here. It's set generations after Caesar. If you watch War for the Planet of the Apes, Caesar's legacy. Ape, do not kill ape. Right?
Right.
Ape does not kill ape. Right? That is very untrue in this. Very untrue in this. Proximus Caesar is the bad ape's name in this. Mm-hmm. Basically, he is being spoon-fed information about the Roman Empire, in which that Caesar, he was a dictator. He was a dictator. And that's where that story picked up. But it takes a long time to get there. I'm going to say it starts off very slow. But I would say about 40 minutes into the movie, I'm just sitting there I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. And I don't know how you were feeling about 40 minutes in. Then we get to their Echo.
Echo, yes.
Who they called Nova, who is the little girl in War for the Planet of the Apes that couldn't speak. So they call her Nova because that's what Caesar would call her, Nova. Raka, who is probably my favorite character in the whole dang movie. Too. Yeah, she was her in the whole movie. I don't want to give too much information about what happens to these guys, but you have Noah, who is basically our new Caesar, for us, that we're watching, we're following his story. Then we're watching these clans. They're split up across nationwide of apes, right? And they are basically trying to live in peace. And then this other one, led by Proximus Caesar, is basically trying to end everything to where apes take everything over. They learn what the humans were able to do. They learn how to fly. They learn how to shoot guns. They learn how to make guns. He wants to learn all the information that the humans had hundreds of years before the virus had wiped them out. What did you think about that? How they were noticing that they were in the humans' position. The way that they looked at the humans is that as humans look at apes. right?
It was flipped.
It's
It was
flipped.
great.
It's flipped. The apes are like, oh, they're scavengers. They belong in cages, man. They stink, you know. Just like we think of apes now. Just like we think of gorillas, apes, silverbacks in the zoo. There's a beautiful scene at the end when they're in the bunker. I'll just say the bunker. I don't want to give too much away for you guys who haven't seen it. Where they're flipping through the children's book and they see what was. Won't say anything else. I want you to experience that. This is going to be a little controversial because yet again it is another girl that is taking... But I'm going to tell you this. The story was made for it and they wrote it very well. It wasn't woke at all. Did you find any woke in this?
I didn't. I did not find any woke.
Look, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're against woke. No, if it's done right, I'm okay. Just like she is. But when it's shoved down your throat, it doesn't need to be. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't shoved down your throat. This was very natural. A very natural build. And a few surprises about this girl. We learned, I can't tell you her name. We learned that her name is May. So we have Noah. We have a Caesar. We have a May. And we have a Rocket. So I learned that this character's name is Noah. And I'm like, oh God, the end's going to have something to do with water.
With a boat.
With a boat or something like that, right? Pretty close. Like, yeah, pretty close. When you think of Noah, you think of Noah's Ark, flood, water, drowning, killing, animals everywhere. Mm-hmm. I won't get too much into it, but I will say if you love horses on the beach, written by gorillas, as you did in the 70s and 80s Planet of the Apes movies, there's plenty of that in this.
There was a lot.
There was a lot. Mm-hmm. What did you... So, you're big on the music. And speak up. Because I know you. What did you think of the soundtrack? Did you like the soundtrack or was it memorable?
I actually was attuned. Like, whenever they were on metal, there was a church bell ringing. Mm-hmm. To kind of echo the ghost of the metal. I could nerd out.
So, there's little nitpicks about the music that I enjoyed. But there was nothing like very memorable that's going to make me want to go back and listen to it. Like there's nothing, like with Wonder Woman, when they do that, or Jaws, you remember that type of stuff, right? Well, Back to the Future, there was nothing in there that would keep playing like it would in Titanic.
It was movie music.
It was
to fade into the background.
It was made to fade into the background. So if anybody's going to be like, oh, this is an amazing soundtrack. The soundtrack is really good. But it fits the scene and the time of the scene rather than giving it an identity. The music doesn't give the movie an identity. The special effects do.
Oh, yes.
The special effects gives this movie an identity. What do you think that they did? Because I know exactly what they did, but
I was impressed. The facial, just the monkeys. And
so
it was really.
For those of you who don't know about these monkeys, they're the actors. They're in the CGI suits. They got the helmets on and everything. We see how they do with Avatar and all that. But for most of the close-up shots, it looks like it's really hair, right? Mm-hmm. That's because it is. They're in a full-blown bodysuit.
Right.
And the only thing covered up is they have like a mask or something around their head, so that way they can just CGI the head. It's a lot cheaper, mm-hmm. And you know what? It works. And then some of the elements of the motion is CG, mm-hmm. So they add all that stuff into the background and all that, and you can tell it looks gorgeous. Whoever is doing these movies, this is the reason you come to see these movies, by the way. These movies are beautiful.
It's very smooth.
Smooth.
That's what I like.
You don't see anything that would be like, oh, that looks like a cartoon. I just showed her Peter Jackson's King Kong yesterday from 2005. You could definitely tell
You could see it.
You could see he's CG. But what I told her is that I was, let me say, about 13 when that came out. When that came out, that looked really good. Mm-hmm. Look at how far we've come now. Go back and watch Peter Jackson's King Kong. And then you're going to be like, oh, wow, that didn't hold up. That didn't hold up. I'm wondering 10, 15 years from now how these are going to hold up. because we're getting more real and more real and more real as we go. I am really excited to see that. I really think that they are going to do more. They have to do more.
There was definitely a cliff. Like, there is a place where they could put another movie.
There's a place, but there's also a place where if this didn't do well, they could stop.
It was a standalone, too.
It's a standalone. Just like all the other ones are standalones.
Right.
Like Rise of the Planet of the Apes, they didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do Dawn, but they did Dawn. After Dawn, they didn't have to do War, but they did War. Mm-hmm. So... Personally, if you go back and look at my review to War, I loved the movie. I didn't like the story very much, right? This one, better story than War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm just going to say that. But it's a very simple story. It's nothing complicated about it, which sometimes it hurts movies. But for movies like this that thrive on special effects, right, it fits perfectly with it.
Yeah, you can't have a complicated effects and complicated story. That would be very...
Yeah, people will get like too mind freaked. Let's just put it that way. When they go into a movie and they see special effects look like that, but it's like when you're watching a Star Trek or a Star Wars, you really have to pay attention to understand some things. This one, you don't really have to pay attention very closely to understand what's going on. War for the Planet of the Apes, it's kind of the same format. Let me just put it, it's the same format. You have a family, you have an attack, you have an adventure in the middle, you have a capture, and then you have a big conclusion. It's the same damn format. Honestly, I just told you that, right?
You did.
It's the same format. And look, she's stunned just because I just brought that up. We hadn't discussed this yet. I just brought that up. She's like, wow, I'm right. Yep. It's pretty much the same format. It works. It works, though. They did a good job with it. Do I want another one? I always want another one. Especially when it comes to movies like this. Keep shelling them out. You've been doing it for... 40 years now? Yeah. Keep giving me Planet of the Apes. Keep giving me Planet of the Apes. I love the movies. Okay. Did these guys do a good job with the acting? Whoever played the apes, they are amazing.
The voicing.
The voicings are amazing. I haven't looked at the actor's sheet. I'm going to do it probably later. But I wanted to go into this blind. I went into this knowing nothing other than it's like set 300 years later. Or 200 years later. Many generations later is the way it opens up. Mm-hmm. Right? For those of you who... I can tell you this, and this will make you want to go see the movie. For those of you who were... Did Caesar die at the end of War for the Planet? They let you know in the first 2 minutes.
They wrapped that up.
They wrapped that up in the first 2 minutes. And it's beautiful.
It is.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful when they do that. It's beautiful. So, what was your favorite part of the movie? I can tell you what my favorite part was.
My whole sequence was the one with the orangutan. What was his name again?
It was Raka.
Raka.
Yeah. He's a Lawrence Fishburne type. I'm wondering, I don't know who plays him. I haven't looked at it, guys, so I'm kind of guessing. He's like a Lawrence Fishburne type character.
But he's kind of like a hippie. I kind of
his voice reminds me of Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that's him. I don't know if that's him. Like, don't roast me in the comments because I am definitely, after I get off here, I'm going to look and see who it is. And then I'll put it if you guys, but hey, there was this guy. Yeah, I know, I saw. So I went into it blind, completely blind, because that's the way I wanted to see it. So what was your favorite part about it?
He was just full of knowledge, and he moved the story around. He moved it forward. He moved the story forward,
and he gave information from past movies. So he retconned the other 3 movies into this movie very smoothly. He's basically telling the new characters, this is what happened here. This is what you need to know, which they don't know, what you need to learn. And it will make you a better ape. Right? Ape together strong. Mm-hmm. Ape must not kill ape. Human and ape might be able to live together. That was Caesar's law, right? They really forgot Caesar's Law in this. I'm going to tell you that. Ape Together Strong is the only thing that they know.
Yep.
Because things got lost. But Raka is the last of, basically, you know how in the last Airbender they have like the shamans passed down from generations to generations to spread the legacy of the Avatar to the next Avatar, right? That's kind of what Raka is.
Yeah.
So he was taught by his father, who was taught by his father, which I believe is the original orangutan.
That's what I thought.
Yes, so I'm thinking it's definitely, because you're getting a Caesar type monkey and you're getting a red orangutan just like you did in the other ones. Mm-hmm. And they're basically giving you the information that you need to know. So I enjoyed that. Personally, I'm going to tell you guys this. It's not me being biased at all. Rise of the Planet of the Apes was my favorite of the other ones, of the trilogy that just came out, right? The very first one with James Franco. Beautiful movie. I just watched it again yesterday, preparing for this on TV, and the story still holds up. The CG, you can still tell the CG's been advancing. It gets better and better each movie. I could definitely tell it was a CG monkey in that one. But in War, it's 10 times better, right? This one, it's really hard to tell what's fake and what's not.
Oh, it is blended so well.
It's blended so well. Like, you know it's fake. You're going because you know it's fake. It's a popcorn movie. They've been doing them for so many years. But that's not why you're going. You're going to watch talking monkeys, have an adventure, and it's a good movie. I don't think there's a bad one at all out of the three. This one is definitely not bad. I'm going to say Rise of the Planet of the Apes there, followed by, I liked Dawn and then War. So basically in the order they came out. I loved War, don't get me wrong. I didn't like the story with Woody Harrelson. That's my least favorite part with Woody Harrelson. My least favorite part of the Planet of the Apes franchise that just came out. This is better than all three. But I will tell you this. You're not going to think that if you haven't seen the other three. If you're going into it and this is your first one, you're going to be mind blown by what you see, but you're also going to be really confused not having that back information when they're talking about Caesar and who he was. Right? So I encourage you to know about those other movies before you go see it. You don't have to. It is a movie you do not have to know the other ones because they explain it really good, who he is and what he was about. But if you see those, then you can put together, oh, wow, this is way better than what they had done before. Mm-hmm. It's bigger. It's better. I get a lot of the gripes that I saw online yesterday about, they didn't explain how the clans broke up very well. They didn't need to. It's set generations later. Naturally, animals split apart, right? I will tell you, it takes a while to get going. But the final 90 minutes of this movie, I would say, as soon as they bring in Echo, the Echo?
Yes.
Not as soon as you see the Echo, but as soon as the big part happens, in which it happens in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which I don't know if she remembers, but Rise of the Planet of the Apes, there's a moment where you're like, if you can read my lips, you know what I said. I don't want to say it out loud to those of you who can't, because I don't want to ruin it. But there is one of those in this. Okay? So, this gets a solid A+ for me, man. The only thing I would do differently is a little bit more explanation at the beginning for those naysayers who are whining about, we don't have any idea how this Caesar got to be about, why he did this, you don't need to. Who cares? It's a Planet of the Apes movie. Who cares? Enjoy it. It's popcorn. What do you think about it?
I gave it an A.
You gave it an A?
Yeah.
What'd you give War?
It was up there.
It's up there, but this one's better.
This one was, I don't know. I like it better.
I really like it better. I'm just going to say that. So, guys, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Go see it now. Happy Mother's Day weekend to everybody out there. I hope you have a safe one. Guys, the next movie I think we're going to go see is Furiosa. That comes out on my birthday. My birthday is in a few weeks. That's what I want to see for my birthday. So Furiosa is next. We're going to see Furiosa at some point. I don't know when. So don't ask me the day it comes out. Hey, have you seen Furiosa yet? You'll know when I've seen it. You'll see my reaction and video up. So, guys, if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. We are so close to 500. We're so close to 500. I want to do something special for 500. I might have her fill up a bucket of water and just pour it on me. I really might. That would be so fun to do. Or what should I do for 500?
We'll figure it out. I don't know what I would do with the water. I want to do something bigger than that, better than that. Hell, I might get like one of the hottest peppers and eat it live on camera while she's laughing. But the thing is, I've already done that. Not on camera, but I just want to show everybody that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you want me to do when we reach 500, because I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something crazy. We are going to go to more cons this year. All right. We're going to North Carolina at the end of June. So you might see some stuff from there. We're definitely we're going to North Carolina. We're going to the beach. All right. You're not going to see much from the beach probably, but if we see some cool stuff, I'll definitely put it up. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to get over to my Whatnot page on Whatnot. It's free to sign up. You don't have to pay to sign up. You don't have to pay to watch the auctions. You don't have to pay to join me when I go live. You really don't. You can watch what I have. You can type. You can say hi to me. The only time you have to put a credit card in, and I'm explaining this to you guys because you guys have been asking me a million questions about it. The only time you have to put a credit card in is if you want to buy something. Otherwise, it just declines you and you can go about your business. But I would be careful about that thumb swipe. You know what I'm saying? So keep your hands off your phone. Or you can go to my eBay page, which is Tazman Unlimited. And I have stuff there available as well. So, guys, we'll see you again when we go see Furiosa.